Good morning. I came here for my U.S. citizenship test.
Good morning. Can I have your appointment notice and state ID, please?
Sure. Here you go.
I need to take your picture and scan your fingerprints right here. Can you please move one step closer and look at the camera in front of you?
Sure.
Now can you please place your left index finger on the scanner?
Sure.
Okay. Everything is perfect. Take your notice and ID back with you, and wait for your turn. The officer should be here in a moment.
Thank you.
Alma Mendoza?
Yes. That's me.
Hi, I am Officer Pierre Richard, and I will conduct your naturalization interview today.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, officer.
Please follow me. How are you doing today?
It's great, thank you. And how about you?
I am good too. Thank you for asking. Can I have your appointment letter, passport, green card, and ID?
Sure. Here you go.
Thank you very much. Please put your things beside your chair and have a seat.
Thank you, officer.
Do you have any physical disability or mental impairment that prevents you from demonstrating your knowledge and understanding any part or question of the naturalization exam?
No.
How long did it take you to get here?
It took 30 minutes to get here.
If you do not understand any question, feel free to ask me to repeat it.
Okay.
Did you come here voluntarily?
Yes, I did. I've been looking forward to this day.
Do you need to use the restroom before we start?
No, I am fine, thank you for asking.
Do you have any questions before we start?
No, I don't.
Did you have any trouble finding our building?
No, officer, it was quite easy.
How was the traffic today?
Not too bad.
Do you feel well prepared for your interview today?
Yes, I do.
That's great. How long have you been waiting for me?
I have been waiting for about 1 hour.
I am sorry to have kept you waiting.
No worries, officer.
How did you get here today?
My husband drove me here.
Do you understand why you are here today?
Yes, I am here for my citizenship interview.
Why do you want to become a U.S. citizen?
Because I want to vote.
How are you eligible to become a United States citizen?
I have been a lawful permanent resident for over 3 years.
Okay. Are you ready for your interview?
Yes, officer, I am ready, but I am a bit nervous.
Don't worry, you'll be fine. Before the interview, I will place you under oath. Okay. Will you please stand up and raise your right hand? Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Please put down your hand and take a seat.
Thank you, officer.
Do you know what you just promised?
Yes, officer. I promise to tell the truth.
Do you know what take an oath means?
It's a public promise that I have to do truthfully.
Please let me know if any of your answers have changed since submitting your application.
Sure.
What is name exactly as it appears on your permanent resident card?
Alma Mendoza.
Please spell your last name.
Mendoza.
Have you used any other name before?
No, officer.
Have you used any other name since your birth?
No.
Do you want to change your name legally?
No, officer.
Can you please verify your date of birth?
It's September 2nd, 1996.
Can you verify your social security number, please?
173180101.
What country were you born in?
I was born in the Philippines.
Where do you currently live?
8211 West Main Street, Corning, Arizona.
How many years have you lived at your current home address?
I have been living at the same address since I became a lawful permanent resident.
Do you still live in the same place since you've applied for citizenship?
Yes, officer.
Has your address changed since you've submitted your application?
No, officer.
Where else have you lived the last 5 years?
I have been living at the same address since last 5 years.
On what date did you become a permanent resident?
I became a lawful permanent resident on November 5, 2017.
Have you taken any trips outside the U.S. in the last 5 years?
No, I didn't.
How did you get your green card?
My husband petitioned for me.
Are you currently single, married, divorced, or widowed?
I am married.
Okay. Have you had any previous marriages?
No, officer.
On what date did you get married?
On December 12, 2016.
What is your spouse's legal status in the United States?
He is a U.S. citizen.
What is your current spouse's full name and date of birth?
His full name is Jose Mario Bello Pineda, and date of birth is July 8, 1990.
On what date did your spouse become a U.S. citizen?
He is a U.S. citizen by born.
Are either of your parents U.S. citizens?
No, officer.
Were your parents married before your 18th birthday?
No.
Where do your parents live now?
In the Philippines.
How many times has your present spouse been married?
Twice.
Okay. What is the name of your husband's ex-wife, and what's her date of birth?
Her name was Maria Cruz Santos, and date of birth was November 16, 1994.
On what date did your current husband's marriage with his prior wife end?
January 5, 2015.
Do you currently have with you your husband's divorce decree from his prior marriage?
Yes, I do have. Here you are.
Thank you. Do you have any children?
No.
Now we will go over your N400 application. If you do not understand a question, feel free to ask me to repeat it. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes?
No.
Okay. What does owe taxes means?
Owe any money to the government.
Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading?
No, never.
If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States?
Yes, of course.
Do you understand the meaning of bearing arms on behalf of the United States?
To carry and use weapons, on behalf of the United States as per law.
Have you ever registered to vote in any federal, state, or local election in the United States?
No.
Did you ever receive any type of military, paramilitary, or weapons training?
No, officer.
Have you ever not filed a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident?
No, officer.
What does it mean to file a tax return?
To send tax paperwork to the government.
Have you called yourself a non-U.S. resident on a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident?
No.
What is non-U.S. resident?
A person who does not live in the U.S.
Were you ever involved in any way with not letting someone practice his or her religion?
No, never.
Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
Yes, of course.
Do you now have, or did you ever have a hereditary title or an order of nobility in any foreign country?
No.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction?
Yes, of course.
What is work of national importance?
Tasks that are important to a nation.
Have you ever been married to more than one person at the same time?
No, officer.
Do you understand the meaning of have you ever?
In my lifetime.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense?
No.
Define the meaning of convicted of crime.
Officially been found guilty of a crime in a law court.
Have you ever married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit?
No, never.
What is immigration benefit?
An advantage that is related to immigration.
Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand what oath of allegiance is?
A promise to be loyal to the United States.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the U.S. Armed Forces?
Yes, of course.
Have you ever been a member of, or in any way associated either directly or indirectly with a terrorist organization?
No, never.
What is a terrorist organization?
An organization that uses violence against people.
Were you ever a member of, or did you ever serve in, help or otherwise participate in an insurgent organization?
No.
What is insurgent organization?
A group who fights against a government.
Have you ever made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States?
No, never.
What is public benefit?
Government programs that provide assistance to the public.
Have you ever lied to any U.S. government officials to gain entry or admission into the United States, or gain immigration benefits in the United States?
No, never.
Have you ever helped anyone to enter, or try to enter the United States illegally?
No, never.
Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined to a mental institution?
No, never.
Do you know what legally incompetent means?
Can't make any decision as per law because of mental problem.
Were you ever involved in any way with genocide?
No.
Okay. What is genocide?
To kill a whole race.
Have you ever been a member of, or in any way associated, either directly or indirectly, with the Communist Party?
No, never.
Have you ever been in jail or prison?
No, never.
Okay. Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen in writing or any other way?
No, officer.
What does claim to be a U.S. citizen mean?
To state that I am a U.S. citizen.
Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer for any reason?
No, never.
Do you understand the meaning of cited?
Given a ticket by the police.
Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States?
Yes, I do.
Now we will start with the civics test. In the civics portion, I will ask you up to 10 questions. However, if you answer 6 correctly, I will stop. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay. The House of Representatives has how many voting members?
435.
If the president can no longer serve, who becomes president?
The vice president.
What is one right or freedom from the First Amendment?
Speech.
Who is the father of our country?
George Washington.
What is the rule of law?
Everyone must follow the law.
What is one promise you make when you become a United States citizen?
Obey the laws of the United States.
What is the supreme law of the land?
The Constitution.
Great job. You passed the civics test. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the reading and writing portions, to test your ability to read and write English. First, we'll start with the reading portion. Please look at the tablet in front of you, and read the sentence out loud for me. You need to get 1 out of 3 sentences correct to pass. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Please read this sentence.
Who was George Washington?
Correct. Congratulations. You have passed your reading test.
Wow. Thank you, officer.
Okay. Now we're going to move on to the writing portion. I want you to write the sentence down on the tablet that I'm going to say out loud. You need to get 1 out of 3 sentences correct to pass. Okay?
Okay.
Please write this sentence. George Washington was the first president. Correct. Congratulations. You have passed the interview.
Thank you, officer.